one that can blame them. We don't have a free will because our mind is under the grip. It means we are being forced
that's true.
to do a secret that many people don't always know, that many brown people don't always know. Our mind functions with informations, right?
Yeah.
And then from the day you are born until this age, if most of the information that live in your brain right now has been put there, because the information has to get into your brain, if most of the information that is in your brain has been put by your colonizers, it means your behavior is shaped by them. It means you don't have a free will. That is what we are today. Because when you go to school, most of what we learn is them who supply it. When you open TV, from morning to the next morning is them, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true.
So it means we can only, our brains, our humanity, as a human being, can only behave based on information that is in our mind. And if the bulk of it is supplied by them, it means we are the robots. We become like the trained dogs.
Yeah.
You understand?
Do whatever they want.
So that means our current behavior of not on trying to act like them or beat them or speak like them. Parents don't even. I've seen parents beat the child because the child spoke the mother language. You say, speak English. You understand? For example. So it is they call it slave mentality because they have a total grip over our environment, right?
Yeah.
It means they make us what they want. It means they can call us baboon now.
Yeah, that's
few Africans gonna stand up to protest because we've been pacified. You understand? Our mind is just like what they want. That's basically what has turned us into. I think it's not like we are free will. You understand? Because if they go to a place that is not under their control, let's say like Iran, they cannot just go and impose the rule there because Iran don't have the mindset. I've not complied to their mindset. They have their own mindset because the information sector is in their own hands. In our case, everything is in their hands.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why, when they thought that Mugabe is a tyrant, right? They take that opinion, spread it all over Africa. But Mugabe is a tyrant for what? For saying no to European, for saying Africans must also own their land, and by saying we don't want to be under you.
Yeah, that's true.
You see, that's all they have accused him. But they start saying he's killing his own people. They attack the economy because they can attack. They have the IMF, the World Bank.
One thing I've learned about the economy of Zimbabwe, I think just because they've done that land reform, whatever, I think they're imposing those sanctions because if they just remove them, those people in Zimbabwe,
they're going to be the best in Africa.
They're going to be the best, and all the other countries, they're going to follow.
Obvious, exactly.
They're just going to follow.
You said it. Once Zimbabwe, after kicking these people hegemony, is doing well, the whole Africa, oh no, we're following Zimbabwe.
Because at the moment, they're just afraid.
Yeah.
Whenever they try to start the land reform, they're always like pointing at look at this guy.
Exactly. Look at how it has collapsed. Look at the whole idea is to prevent other Africans from following, to contain Africa from following. But with the massive control of our information sector like they have, they can easily make it. Because we mostly know only what they tell us. We are totally in darkness generally as a people.
Yeah. But even after the sanctions, I think they're making it. But Zimbabwe are rich.
Yeah, I mean, it's clear that the Zimbabwe economy is improving. I read and I follow that.
Yeah.
They're improving.
But we just imagine without the sanctions, what would be the situation?
Exactly. But the premier is the problem that I've observed is that Zimbabwe under ZANU-PF under President Mugabe has not fully saw. They have not fully seen the picture of what the Europeans are doing.
Yeah.
You know why? Because they maintain, if you look at the Zimbabwe order, Britain interests are still above those of Africans. For example, English remain the main language of communication, and that is total power. English is a weapon they use to divide us, make us view them as superior, to basically destroy our languages also.
Yeah.
Basically, it's a weapon. It is a language that allow them to give us the impression that they are entitled to be dominant over us because you're speaking their languages. Why are you not following your own languages? You understand? It means you don't believe in yourself. If you go in Europe, nobody apart UK speak English. as its main language of communication. If you go to Europe, nobody apart Portugal speaks Portuguese as its main language of communication.
Germany, they speak their language.
So in Europe, every European country speaks their own languages. But only the slaves of Europeans still speak their languages as their main language of communication, like us.
Yeah.
You got the point?
Yeah.
So if ZANU-PF have maintained English as the main language of communication, they have maintained Britain colonialism intact. To break the backbone of Britain colonialism, you must take out English. Because if you don't believe in yourself, I mean, you're a human being, you have your own language, your own culture, your own identity, your own color. If you don't believe in yourself, it means you're a slave. And this is also due to the mind conditioning that still prevails. You understand?
Yeah.
And it takes a whole lot of consciousness to pull the people, I mean, to realize all those aspects. You understand? Just like President Mugabe still have a name like Robert. But does the Queen of England has a Shona name?
No.
Is there anybody in England Parliament with a Shona on the name?
Not even a street.
You see, this is a relationship of master and slave. I mean, if you believe you are all human beings and these people have done horrible on you, why are you maintaining their identity? Identity is a very key aspect of a human life. You understand? What's your name? Lucky. What's your name? Robert. It's very important. So it means the consciousness level has only looked at the economic side, but without freeing the minds from colonial values, colonial informations, the economy can be sustainable. Because if the amount of people still see Britain as better, because the information circulating is all about Britain, one day Britain's going to take back that country.
Yeah, that's true.
You got the point. If I've got friends from Zimbabwe, they're telling me that on TV is still lots of European movie, but in England, do they show African movie like we show the movies here? I mean, what kind of relationship is that? It shows even in ZANU-PF they remain mentally enslaved. Because the slave mind is like that. The eye can open in one aspect, like economy. But if you don't look at the brain itself, the informations, which is the true power, right, over human beings, then you are still not free.
You're not free, yeah.
You're still not free. So Zimbabwe is not totally free until they remove English as main language of communication and restrict it to its own owners and establish one African language as the main language of communication. Britain remain the boss. Britain still gonna think it is entitled to meddle and to give its opinion, its colonial opinion, its racist opinion on affairs of other countries. You understand? Yeah. They can't just go to North Korea and speak Church. North Korea, first of all, North Korean people won't hear them. What are they speaking even about? You understand? It is only the government department that's going to catch those things and then report to their own people, because this is true independence. You understand? Just like the British people don't understand French generally, they don't understand German. So true independence is about the minds, the information circulating, and the language is a weapon to circulate the information. And when you use the colonial language, it means you remain under colonialism. That's total colonialism. That's why the African people are totally owned. Look at all those clothing we are wearing. The money goes where? I mean, this is money. Imagine if all the clothing, these Africans, shoes,
they go back to the mother country.
It goes back to the European. This is old, but this is money. Imagine if our own guys were making those clothes. I mean, there will be less poverty by now, because we're going to employ a lot of people. Let's talk about food. Even the food we're eating now, mostly the money goes to them because they're making it. Can you see that
These people are powerful.
Huh?
These guys, they're just powerful. They can change anything.
I mean, they have power over us because they own our minds.
Yeah.
And it's not of today.
Because they can just say this, like today.
Yeah.
We no longer want diamonds from South Africa, and then those diamonds will never sell them anywhere else.
That is also the impression they're giving, because there is other market that consume diamond.
I think the other thing is also we as blacks, we are not united, because if they just refuse our diamonds or whatever we are producing, we just have to just trade amongst ourselves.
But how can you be united if they shape your thinking? Because if I ask you what's your opinion on Kenya,
Kenya.
I mean, you're gonna depend on what you've seen on TV, but who has supplied that information about Kenya on TV? It is them.
Yeah, that's
Now, when you say that if they say they don't want this diamond, then nobody buys it. That is because you have the impression the only diamond market is the market. You have China that consume market. They have a luxury industry where they need diamond. You have India that consume diamond. You have Japan, you have North Korea. While Japan and South Korea are under the dominance, but you have markets. Another thing is they have structured the world also in a way where they are now having international organization of diamond trading, just where they have dominance, so that they can easily prevent other countries from buying your diamond. If you know, it's just like the UN. The UN is just a tool to allow them to control the world, basically. It does not serve.
That's true.
It does not serve any purpose but for them to control the world.
Yeah.
Since the UN has been established, how many slaughter have they bombing around, the killings? UN only serve the colonialists, but they tell us on TV, hey, democracy, human rights, Amnesty International. But what about our human rights? Our languages are dying, isn't it? African languages are dying. Who's killing our African languages? It's not the European languages. So why Amnesty International does not speak about human right of African language? Why they don't speak about human right of African identity, which is dying? The European never have our names, but we always have their names. Where is the human? Why everything in Africa is about them? You understand? I mean, you go to China, nothing is about Chinese, but everything is about, let's say, England. It does not. It shows oppression. You understand? If you go to Gabon, nothing is about the native people. It's about French. You go to Kenya, nothing is about the Kenyan people. It's about Britain. So where is human right? So human right is just when you, as a president, oppose the colonialism, then there's human right you are abusing. That's all they do. Yeah, you got the point. So we are in darkness because the information that we get is supplied by these colonialists. That's why we can't see the picture. We're gonna kill each other. We're gonna hate each other. We're gonna see each other as foreign, but we're never gonna see them as foreign or as whatever. We're only gonna say they're investors. But if they're investors, why is there still widespread poverty? How can investors have total ownership of the people land? Everywhere you go, they are so-called investors, but the owners of the people never own nothing. You can go to Senegal, you're gonna see that everything is in the hands of the French, from the oil to the mine.